Yeah, this is the second part of what I have talked about. Now I'm going to talk about this, the claim that the past army were bad, or the NRA now, UPDF, is a good army, it's an army which is pro-people than the army of the past. I take your mind back. The UNLA came to power, and 1 year and 8 months after, or even 9 or 10 months, there was war against it. War in Western Uganda, in Luero, war in West Nile. No army will ever be a decent army if from war they are again into war. These people saw death of their fellow Ugandans with whom they were in exile in Tanzania with being blown by Amin's bomb. Throughout the war for liberating Uganda from Amin. When they came, they settled, they thought things would be okay. There will be training. After that, when a new army is trained, has been trained, the old one are retired. I'm sure those of Tito Kele and Bajilu Kele who would have retired after 5 years of the Bottas government, because by that time they would have filled the country. The military has become strong. Police has become the national police. The army has become a national army. But no, they entered into war, and people expect them to act decently when the people who went to the bush without any genuine reason are doing everything to tarnish the image of the government that was in power. So I find it's very unfair for Ugandans to blame the UNLA soldiers. These people sacrificed to save Uganda from Amin. When they came, only for Ugandans to turn against them. Anybody who says that the UNLA was killing people, let him tell me why the UNLA that sacrificed to free us from Amin, fighting almost a 1-year war from the border of Tanzania to the border of Sudan, would again turn against Ugandans, start shooting Ugandans and killing Ugandans. For what reason? If you can tell me that reason, that why should UNLA that liberated Uganda from Amin turn against Ugandans? If there was no war in Luero and they were killing people in Buganda, I would say, okay, this army is bad. But immediately they liberated Ugandans, war in Luero. That election was rigged. War in West Nile was expected because Amin has been overthrown. The same way when Museveni overthrew the government of Tito Kelo, he had war in Northern Uganda. That one was expected. Right? But the war that was fought in Luero, today you will not hear that the children of Baganda are suffering from nodding disease. None. The coffee of the Baganda was not destroyed the way our animals were all taken away from Northern Uganda. The UNLA fought in West Nile. You will not hear, you don't hear that the children of West Nile are suffering from nodding disease. You don't hear that they buried people alive in West Nile or in Buganda. There was no torture in the basement of these top military officers of UNLA, of other people. None. Where is the evidence? The UNLA did not embark into destroying environment in West Nile or in Buganda, the way the current army have done and are doing in Northern Uganda, in the name of selling timber and charcoal. UNLA did not do that. UNLA did not grab land of anybody, not in West Nile where there was war, neither in Buganda where there was the biggest war there. So, people who blame UNLA sit down and think, why is it that all the nasty thing we are seeing now under NRM did not happen in Buganda, did not happen in West Nile? These West Nile people, their animals were not taken. Anything that bring money to the people of West Nile was not destroyed. The same way in Buganda. Anything that brings money, whether banana, whether coffee, whether what, we are not destroyed. In Uganda, what have these people done? They took all the cows, the cattle or whatever, all the goats. They started taking even food from the garden. Sim, they go and take it, put it in a sack, put it in a helicopter, fly it to their home. And now they have pushed Balelo in the land of Acholi. The UNLA did not do that in Buganda. Actually did not go to Buganda and started taking land and started grabbing land with guns, and then they did not do that. Because for them, they wanted peace for everybody. But Uganda still blame them. Go to West Nile. Did they take any land in West Nile? Grab land? No. The same way Amin even did not grab land of anybody. Now, people who are saying the UNLA is good, the UPDF, the current army, is a pro-people's army. An army that destroys your environment, an army that grabs your land, an army that doesn't want you to vote freely and fairly. You should vote according to what they want. Is that one peace? Is that not the worst? You would rather live under Amin, who only see people who they suspect that maybe they will wage war against them, while the ordinary people live peacefully in their region, than this one. You would rather live with the illiterate UNLA, who does not grab your land, it does not cut your trees, than this one. Because if there was no war in Buganda, I'm sure Buganda would have developed even far much better than the 40 years of Museveni. So nobody should stand to blame UNLA or UPC. You have no evidence. You cause the problem, you face it. It is not UNLA, it is not UPC. That's why you fail to take UPC and UNLA to the court until today. Even Amin was not taken to court. So the UPDF of today is an army that is the enemy of the people of Uganda. They are behind land grabbing, they are behind environmental destruction, they are behind all the nasty things. They abduct, they kill, they shoot, they are behind election rigging. So why should Ugandans compare this with the UNLA? Ugandans will realize that UNLA was far much better, because UNLA was not given time to recruit, to replace the Tanzanian forces, and then they execute their duty. At least for a period of 5 or 10 years, Uganda would have seen whether they were good or bad. I say this for God and my country. Thank you.